Today I'm doing a deck profile on my Folktale deck. So basically how this deck works is it plays the main item, which allows you to continuously call out monsters from the soul. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. So the buddy one is Hunter Jordan. So yeah, let's get this started. So for the main item, we run 3 copies of Illusion Folktale Act Biblio. What this card does is basically all Folktale monsters on your field will be destroyed if any of them will be destroyed. You will pay 1 life if you don't put that card into this card's soul. And counteract, March and Panic, call up to 3 monsters from this card's soul onto separate areas by paying their call cost. You only could use this ability once per turn. And it has Soul Guard. So basically when your monster is destroyed, you can just take them back the souls, so it's no big deal. You won't lose them completely. And also you can basically just call them back up whenever you like. The good thing about this is, let's say you call out a monster, you want to resolve its effect first before you do anything else, you can. So yeah, 2 copies of this. Next up, onto the monsters, we run, for size 3, we run 3 copies of Illusion Dragon, Red Cape Dragon. Call cost is pay 2 gauge. Counteract, during your turn, you will destroy your Folktale monster on your field and pay 2 gauge. If you do, call this card from your hand without paying its call cost. So, and yeah, basically you can counter the cost, so you can have 1 more extra attack. And since the cost is destroying a monster, you can just put that monster back into the item soul. And if your item on your field has 3 or more souls, this card gets 4000 power and critical plus 4. And it penetrate. So basically becomes a 7 crit 13k attacker. So pretty good. This is just to finish your opponent off. Next up, for the last size 3, run 2 copies of Illusion Dragon's Snow White Dragon. Call cost is pay 2 gauge. Counter, you may destroy a Folktale monster on your field and pay 2 gauge if you do call this card from your hand without paying its call cost. And when this card enters the field, destroy a card on your opponent's field if you do deal 1 damage to your opponent. So basically, pay 2 gauge to destroy your opponent monster. Pay 2 gauge, call this, destroy a monster, and you also have triple attack. So you can either counter to protect yourself and destroy a card on the opponent's turn to destroy the attacker, or you can call this on the offensive to deal 6 extra damage on top of 1 damage effect. So this can finish the game. It's a very strong card. 3 copies. On to the size ones. First we run 3 copies of Red Riding Hood Emma. When this card attack and destroy your opponent monster, or deal damage to your opponent, choose a card on your field. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck and put up to 1 Folktale monster from among them into the chosen card soul. And put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. Then when this card is destroyed, draw a card and have double attack. So essentially what it does is attack, destroy a monster. You can look at top 3, add 1 card to the soul of the item, and then do it again. So basically you have an item and more choices to call out for the soul. And when it's destroyed, you can draw 1 card. And since you can just always take it back, you can keep calling out and destroying it. When it gets destroyed, just draw. So yeah, pretty good. Next up, we run 1 copy of Sleeping Princess Steph. When this card is destroyed, rest the card on your bonus field. And if this card is in the soul of a Folktale item, all size 3 Folktale monsters on your field cannot be rested by your bonus card effect. So this will prevent people from resting your monsters, like your size 3. And this can also protect you if you want. So yeah, 1 copy. Next up, run 4 copies of our buddy Hunter Jordan. When this card enters the field, if you have another Folktale on your field, choose and use one of the following 2. Put the top card of your deck into your gauge and you gain 1 life, or you can draw a card. So it's either draw or charge and gain 1. So yeah, pretty good. 4 copies. Next up, we run 2 copies of the 12 Witch. When this card enters the field, you may put a hand card into the soul of a Folktale item on your field. If you do, put the top card of your deck into your gauge and you gain 1 life. Then if this card enters by card effects, draw a card. So charge 1, card from the hand to the soul, and you can gain 1 gauge and 1 life. And if you enter by the book items effect, you draw 1 card extra. So yeah, pretty good. This is in case you have certain cards in your hand you really want to put in the soul. Then we play 2 copies of Short Saxon. If you have Folktale item on your field, all Folktale monsters on your field gain critical plus 1. So this is to apply pressure to your opponent. With your Red Riding Hood, which has double attack, but only has 1 crit. So this can make it 2 crit. And if this guy is in the soul of a Folktale item, size 3 Folktale monsters on your field cannot be destroyed by your bonus card effect. So yeah, this is to prevent them from destroying your monster on their turn to stop an attack. So yeah. Next up, 4 copies of this size 0 No Princess Krista. When this card enters the field, choose a monster in your drop zone, and you may pay 1 gauge. If you don't, put it into the soul of your equipped Folktale item. If this guy is on your field, or in the soul of your Folktale items, or other Folktale monsters on your field gain 4000 power and penetrate. So let's say you have 2 of this on the field or in the soul. You can basically, your whole field gains 8000 power and penetrate. So this can very easily help you break down tough walls. So yeah. And it also takes any card from your drop zone to the soul. So let's say you didn't add it by the book's pay on life effect, you can just use this instead. So yeah, pretty good. 4 copies. For the last monster we run in this deck is 4 copies of 7 Dwarfs. Cause it pay on gauge. When this card enters the field, you gain 1 life. And put up to 1 Folktale item from your deck or drop zone into your hand. And if you look at your deck, shuffle it. So this is to search out your item. As without your item, you can't get your deck working. So yeah, 4 copies. Moving on to the spells, you run 4 copies of Hexen's Ceremony. Cause it destroy a Folktale monster on your field. Put the top card of your deck in your gauge and draw 2 cards. You only cast this once per turn. It's a counter spell, so you can actually do this on your opponent's turn. So let's say they will attack your center, you can destroy their center monster and have their penetrate attack mistargeted. So yeah, very strong draw spell. 4 copies. Next up, we run 3 copies of Illusion's Tea Time. You may cast this card, you have Folktale on your field. Put up to 1 Folktale monster from your drop zone into the soul of your equipped Folktale item. Then put the top card of your deck into your gauge and draw 1 card. You only cast this once per turn. So to add monster from drop zone to the soul and then charge and draw. So yeah, 3 copies. Next up, we run 2 copies of Grim Ashe. When you cast this card, you have a Folktale item equipped. Cast cost play on life. Look at the top 4 cards of your deck. Put any number of Folktale monsters from among them into Folktale items on your field. And put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. You only cast this once per turn. So depending on your luck, you can either top 4 a lot of monsters or you can just, get a little bit. So yeah, this is basically to stock up your items so even further. Yeah. Next round, 4 copies of Deadly Serious Tufel. You only cast this card during an attack on your bonus turn and you have a Folktale item on your field. Counter notify the attack. No, not Folktale item, just Folktale. Notify the attack, then you may destroy a Folktale monster on your field. If you do, draw a card and gain 2 life. So you can notify, destroy a monster, gain 2 life, draw 1. Then you can use 1 life from that gain and put that monster back in your soul. 4 copies. Next up, you play 3 copies of Insanity Chevre. You only cast this card during an attack on your bonus turn and you have 2 or more monsters on the field. Notify the attack, then choose an attacking card, and for this turn the chosen card cannot stand. So notify the attack, and basically, let's say it's something like the Snow White Dragon. You can basically prevent it from withstanding. So yeah, pretty good. 3 copies. Next up, 2 copies of Red Cape Brulee. You may cast this card, you have a Folktale item equipped. Cast cost pay on gauge, counter, choose and use one of the following 2 to either withstand a monster on your field or rest the card on. So this can basically, let's say you attack the 7 crit, you still haven't finished the game, you can cast this and withstand that 7 crit monster to attack again. Or you can just protect yourself by resting your opponent's monster. So yeah, 2 copies is enough. You can bump it up to 3 if you want. Next up, 2 copies of Cho Swallow. Cast cost destroy a field monster on your field. Counter destroy a card on your bonus field. So yeah. And since this deck loves destruction, if you destroy any monster, you basically put them back in the soul. Next up, 2 copies of Wonder Princess. This is the set spell. All Folktale items on your field cannot be destroyed by a bonus card effect. And counteract, you may destroy a Folktale monster on your field. If you do, put the top card, you may cast this once per turn. And you only set one of this on the field at a time. So basically, let's say they will attack your center, you can use this to pop it off and possibly stop penetrate damage. And increase your gauge. So yeah, 2 copies. Next up, 2 copies of Unfreezing. Cast cost play on life, look at top 3 cards of your deck, put up 1 from among them into your hand, and put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. When you cast this once per turn. So yeah, this is just to look at top 3 any card, then put the rest at the bottom. Then last copy today is 1 copy of Delusions Running Amok. When you cast this during each player's attack phase, cost destroy a monster on your field. Conquer, put the top 4 cards of your deck into your gauge. When you cast this once per turn. You can play this at 4, but my deck has way too much gauge sometimes, so I'm quite okay. But yeah, 1 copy. You can play it 2 if you want. So that about does it for my deck. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you everyone for watching, and I guess I'll see you all next time. Bye.